Good morning. Today is D-Day. We're going to go pick the 73 Fairmont up today and bring it home and have a look over it. So I'm about to head over to the workshop, meet Dylan, get a couple of things finished on the XK, and then we're going to go grab the trailer and head over to the north side and pick up this Fairmont, and we'll let you have a look around it once we get it back to the shed and see what you think. Thanks. Bye. So this is Dave. We've just picked up the XA with the XA Fairmont from Dave. I'm just going to get him to give us a little bit of a blurb on what he knows about the history of the car.
Awesome. Hey guys, how you going? So this XA Fairmont I found out in Jindalee, and it's been sitting for the last couple of years since the last owner basically got a hold of it. They stripped down the engine with intentions to rebuild it, but they bought a bunch of new parts and whatever, didn't quite get around to it and decided to move it on. Where it came from before that was the guy that I got it off, his friend, his auntie, she used to drive it around Australia towing a caravan, and she'd park it up in caravan parks for like 5-10 years at a time, which explains why I think it probably hasn't got the highest mileage of all Falcon's Fairmonts out there. She got too old to drive, so the nephew bought it, and then he didn't do anything with it, so this guy bought it. I haven't done anything with it, so now it's over to Brian to do something with it.
How awesome is that? I finally got a 73 XA. Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Hi folks, I know it's been a couple of days, or actually been a couple of weeks, sorry, since I've posted, and I apologise, but yeah, I've got an issue with my neck and my back and the nerves in the spine, and yeah, been really sore for a few days, but painkillers have worked, so not going to do a lot, but I did say we were going to go for a walk around on the XA now that it's at home, so we're going to get you in here and let you have a look at what we bought, and see if we can get it to fire up. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so as I said before, the previous owner has, or sorry, not the guy I bought it off, but the people before him started pulling the motor apart. They were originally going to do a 4-barrel swap with a Holly and an aftermarket manifold and a cam swap out. And this is about as far as it got and where it stopped. So yeah, the guy I got it off has just loosely thrown the carby back on and the rocker covers and the intake manifold, so he could start it for me to prove that the motor does run. It doesn't have brakes, but then looking at the condition of the master cylinder, I'm hoping it's just bypassing internally. I've got a cheap kit to throw through that, so when we get that one off, we'll throw a kit through that and see if we can get a pedal. I've just got it soaking at the moment because the fittings look pretty gunked up and rusty. If you're playing with rusty old stuff, this stuff here I get from the local Repco store. The boys order it in for me. It is fantastic. Give that a couple of days to soak in, or even overnight, and I haven't had anything break as yet pulling it apart. So what we've got up on the plates, probably can't really read them. She's a first month 73 JG34, so it's a factory V8 Fairmont, C4 auto column shift, and nothing over the top. Really nice tidy base to start with. Now the grill is out because Murphy's Law. We get it home, couldn't help myself, go to pop the bonnet and play with it, and the handbrake, the bonnet cable release came out in my hands. So we've got another one from Rare Spares there to fit. Just got to wait for my back to free up and my neck to free up, and we'll crawl onto the dash and swap that out. And we're eventually going to have to look at getting a replacement indicator for this corner. That's all busted up, but that's about the worst of it as far as the trim goes. The bumpers are nice, they'll clean and polish up. All the stainless for the Fairmont is here and it's all there. The little bit of missing stainless on the left-hand rear door is on the original factory left-hand rear door that came with the car. It's got a bit of a dent in the, actually a lot of a dent in the skin. I'm tossing up whether to push it out and reuse it or just rob the stainless off it and put it on this door here. Lower quarters on the front fenders, all solid, no patches. Little bit in the lower door skin starting to break through in the corners as per normal. Some blemishes from stone chips and stuff further up in the door where it's starting to break through and the paint's thin and it's rusting. The replacement door they put on appears quite solid, but we'll have a look and see what it's like underneath when we strip it. Both sides, I'm pretty sure I've got a little bit of blistering in the dog legs down there, nothing out of the ordinary. And the sills, for the length of the car, inner and outer, are solid. Little bit just starting to poke its head out in the wheel arch molds, but again, outer quarters solid. Inner quarters on the drop downs for the boot got a little tiny bit, but nothing over the top to patch and fix. Rear screen's going to have to come out. There's a little bit of breaking away there where the factory lead would have been, and a few little pinholes and stuff, so that's going to need to be done. They all go in the rain gutter around there. Again, it's all at the point where it's just starting. This corner over here has been bogged up with silicon and stuff over the years, and that's got to be dug out. That's a little bit more aggressive than the other side, but still it's not unbearable. And the underside of the boot lid, the seam where it folds over, mint, no rust, not breaking out anywhere. A couple of little scratches and stuff like that here where the seals have been rubbing, but for an XA, that boot is mint. Even the outside, a little bit weathered. That goes with the weathered Venetian that's in the back window from factory. So that's all there, it all works. The rain gutter, or sorry, the seal gutter around the bottom is actually really solid. The worst of it is up in the top corners there, which Not going to be a massive repair. Down here, that is about the worst of the rust in the floor anywhere in the car. So you've got your boot brace coming down to the floor, a little bit of daylight there. We can unpick that, take it away, plate that, put that back on, and it's all good. Inner drop downs around there in the inner quarters, all still original, and for an XA, I would class it close enough to mint that I'm not going to argue. It's good. This side, same thing again. No repairs, no patches, nothing cut out. Little bit of daylight down there in the back corner where the the stone tray bolts to the back underneath the bumper, but really nothing to write home about. It's good. All the tail lights and housings are there. Again, the rear bumper is there. It's savable. That'll just clean up and polish up. Not going to re-chrome it. Don't want the car to look perfect. Just want to look really tidy. Aftermarket tow bar that was fitted back in the day originally. Probably going to stay. Not with those gaudy flaming fittings or anything, but with what I want to do with the car, the tow bar would probably come in handy. It's spent the best part of its life dragging a caravan around Australia. I'm not going to do anything like that anymore, but some things I want to do with it. So that stainless is the worst of the stainless on the car. Someone's backed into it, hit it, something like that. I'm not sure, but that'll push out. And again, I don't want the car perfect, so I'll either dress that up as best I can or hunt around swap meets for another piece of stainless. Down this side, lower rear outer quarters and inners, again, solid. Wheel arch on this side is really good till you get down to the dogleg down there where it's just started to break out again. Lower door on this side's pretty much nothing to talk about. And again, outer sills, solid. This door again is starting to break out in the bottom corners a little bit. This front fender, lower outer, has a little bit in it. And that matches up with, when you look at the rust that I would call the bad rust on the car, XAs all go inside the cowl. This one's no different. So there's a bit of rust work there to do on the outer part of that cowl. And on the other side, underneath the ID plates where you can see a bit of a hole. So if that's rotted out there, inside the cowl, down in here where the air vents are down under there, it's gone. So screen out, guards off, cowl off, unpick the outer and repair it, and we'll plate up what's underneath. Pretty much what we've done with Dylan's XK, but if you buy an XA, it's going to need to get done. Someone at one point has tried to stop water coming in the car by siliconing the front screen up. And realistically, I think more than that, the leak was coming from under the cowl in there. Because before my back went out, I could get underneath the dash and look up, and you can see daylight just about here where all the panels meet in there, right beside the air vent that pulls to the fresh air vent at your feet. Rain gutters, again, really common on A's and B's for rusting out. It's flaking and lifting, but that's mainly the seam sealer. That all just needs to be dug out and dressed up and resealed. Good on you, Shelby. Gonna lay right there, go. Hey? Yeah. There we go. So, roof, by what I looked at the other day, doesn't appear to have any kind of hail dents or anything like that in it. Just good and solid. Car doesn't look like it's been restored. Possibly had a, let's say, a touch up and respray over the years over the top of panels as it's been going. But all in all, a nice car. Interior. Could do with a cleanup, but need to grab some of those. Rare spares, I've got those. The dress rings are around there. All in all, the rear door trims will clean up good enough. The old man brown vinyl on the back seat, you know what, I'm going to leave it and get the rear seat belts redone to match. Rear parcel not warped, no rust in there that I could see from inside the boot either. Hood linings, I do need to find the quarter panel and what do you call them, courtesy lights. They're missing, but the hood liner itself as a whole, no holes, no tears, no mildew, no nothing. The worst of the interior is the carpets. It'll need a new carpet set, and when we get into it. Watch out, Shelby. The front seats. The bottom cushions are all busted up. But hopefully I can find a trimmer that can match the factory brown as close as I can, because I really want to leave it all looking stock. And I'm not super fussed by the door handles and stuff being a bit sunburnt, a bit pulled apart. Is what it is. I don't want it perfect, just want it nice. 138,000 original miles on the car. Dashboard unbutchered, uncut. Under dash air. If the car starts and runs, I'm going to put all the water pump, accessories and dress trims back on roughly, because I want to top up the gas in the air, see if I can get everything to work, and do heat cycles with it, and maybe get a day permit to take it for a run down the road just to see whether the heater core, AC, all that kind of stuff's working or not. In the glove box, we've got all the original details, solid state car radio book, services, and all the owner's manuals, even down to the warranty paperwork here. What do we got? What page was it? It was sold to a Mr. O. Eddie in Victoria from J and BT Heffernan Proprietary Limited. So beats me, possibly a dealer down, it has to be a dealer down in Victoria. On the 20th of March 1973, she was bought brand new and put into service, towing the caravan. Glove box is all nice. Dash pad, crack there, crack there. That's about the worst of it. Even the screen, by what I could see, didn't have any chips in it. So let's get this open. Watch it go. Ooh. Make sure it's in park. Got a battery in there, and we've got a little bit of two-stroke fuel going to throw down it. We'll wind it over and see if it fires. Won't run for long, obviously. No radiator, no water pump, but let's just see if this is going to play the game. There we go. Watch out, Bailey. Okay, let's see if there's enough in this jump pack to do it. Okay, so that's it. It does start, does run really short. Like I said, no water pump or anything like that on it, and the fuel pump is open and must have some fuel still in the tank. Doesn't smell bad, it's not varnish, but it did start to pump out at the end after it ran for a little bit longer there. So we'll go through, we'll put a few of the missing bolts in there that they've not attached when they roughly put it together, but we'll clean it up, put all that in, get the aircon back on, radiator back in and everything like that. And then we'll do a run through the startup. We'll run through rebuilding the brake master cylinder with yous, and hopefully we can get a brake pedal with that and get it to run long enough to do a few heat cycles. We'll top up the AC gas and see if we can get that to start and run. And that way, if we can get it to run long enough, we'll look for leaks and what doesn't work and does work before we strip the car down, and make a plan to go through there. Alrighty, so okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, I apologise. Really short one, and it's taken ages to put this one back out, but yeah, neck and back pain ain't great. But yeah, so till we get over that, till next time, thanks for watching. Bye.